Hello guys, welcome back. In this video, we'll talk about how you can bring the most elegant reports to Angular projects. So here I'll be using a report called Stimulsoft reports. So I'll be using Angular project and Stimulsoft reports to produce the user-friendly reports for the users. So let's see what we are going to do. So this is architecture what we are going to do. So reports we are going to host in a separate project. So that becomes a separate module, which is something like a report service module. So for that one, we'll use .NET Core web application with the Stimulsoft report engine. So for this one, we need a NuGet package, which is known as stimulsoft.reports.angular.net core. So for the report module, we only require one NuGet package for producing the reports. So by this architecture, we are separating our concerns into two. So reporting module is a separate module, and the front-end module, which is the Angular, is a separate module. To bring the reports to the Angular, we need one of the packages from npm, which is known as Stimulsoft Viewer Angular. So architecture is pretty simple. For report serving module, we need one NuGet package, and for the Angular UI, we need one npm package. So that's all what we need to build the reports for the Angular. Now let's see how we can build. In case if you're not that familiar about Stimulsoft reports, you can go to the Stimulsoft website and have a glance of the components, the products they offer. So they have got solutions for different platforms like WinForms, ASP.NET, .NET Core, WPF, JavaScript, PHP, Flex, Java. So for different platforms, they offer different products. It's a pretty cool reporting tool. So if you look into the three important qualities of a report, like the performance of the report, the features they offer, and the pricing component, I would say this is one of the best reporting tool that is available in the market. Once you create the template out of this solution, you can use the same template for either it for a cloud solution or for a desktop applications you can use. So this is a live demo site which is available from the Stimulsoft. You can go to that one and see how the reports are generated or how you can design the reports. It's a pretty good demo site which shows the different types of reports that can be generated from Stimulsoft and how we can generate the reports. Also, there is a live designer site is there where you can design the reports and preview the report. So using this one, I have created a template which is known as the employee report template, and the data is coming from a JSON file. So I have already created the report template for demo purpose. So how to generate the report is out of scope in this video, but I would say it's a pretty simple tool to create the report. It's a kind of a drag and drop to create the reports. So I have created the report template for this demo. So I'll be using this template for the demo purpose. Now let's go and see how we integrate the report to an Angular project. First, we'll build the reporting component. As I told in the architecture, we are building as a two components. One is the Angular project, which is the UI component, and second one is the reporting server or reporting service as a second component. So for building the report service engine, we'll be using .NET Core project. So I have created one .NET Core web application. It's a simple one. We need one controller, which I have named as the viewer controller, and the report which I showed you previously, which is the employee report, I have added under a folder called reports as a second step. Also, I have installed the NuGet package which I told you, which is Stimulsoft reports.angular.net core into this project. So this is the basic necessary what we will require for developing this one. We need to install the package. We have added the report templates under the folder called reports. We have created one controller which I named as the viewer controller. So it's a pretty simple web application. In the controller, we have got two post methods for rendering this report. So the first one we have named as the init viewer, which is the initialized viewer of the reporting component. So in that one we have mentioned what is the theme what we require. There are around 27 themes for rendering the report. I am using a theme called Office Blue theme for rendering the report component. So this init viewer calls a method called viewer event, which is the second post method. In the event viewer event, we have configured which reports to be rendered, which I have mentioned, employee report.mrt. So this is a pretty simple one, but as I told you, this is a component. You can extend this method for rendering any number of reports based on the request parameter you are getting from the UI. So this becomes the core engine for the report service, which is something kind of a report service engine. So in a nutshell, we require a .NET Core web application project. You need to install the NuGet package, one controller, and the report template added. So that's it we require from the report service side. For the UI application, I have created a small Angular project. So once you have created the basic structure of the Angular project, you need to install the npm package, which is known as the Stimulsoft viewer Angular using npm command. So once you done that one, in the app module, you can import the Stimulsoft viewer module and add it to the imports. In the app component, I have put the Stimulsoft viewer Angular tag. So this is basically the Stimulsoft report viewer. So as the properties, it's a request URL points to the .NET Core web application project which I shown you in the previous step, which we'll call the viewer action method, and the action method is the init viewer, which I told you the first most method we have written as the viewer, and you can specify the height also. So from the Angular side, this is only what we require. We need to put the Stimulsoft viewer tag only in the Angular side, in the app component.html side. So that's all what we require from the Angular side to render the report. Now let's see in action how the report generates. So in the Angular project, when this page is rendered, when it hits the request URL, which is the localhost 44353, it gets the request to this controller, which is a viewer controller, and calls the init viewer. When it calls the init viewer, it will be calling the viewer event, and which renders the actual report to the Angular side. So now we are ready with both the components. One is the report service component and the Angular side. Now let's run the project and see how the report is getting rendered. So let's run first the report service side, which is the .NET Core project. We are running the Angular project also using ngserve. So now we have got both the projects running. So our reporting component is serving under port number 44353. It's showing as this localhost page doesn't form. That's fine because it's a kind of a reporting service application we have created. And our Angular project is also up and running. So we can run the page. That's it. Our report starts rendering using Stimulsoft component. You can change your theme, as I told you in the previous step in the .NET Core side. You can change your theme of the viewer. Here I given the Office 2007 blue, so that's why it's showing in a blue scale viewer. So the report can be printed or you can save to n number of formats including PDF. So you can export to PDF also from Angular. So it's pretty cool. You can export the report to PDF also. Also you can export to any of the formats what they're given as a Word, HTML, PowerPoint or data image or something. So that's it. Now we have integrated the Stimulsoft report to Angular project. So it's pretty easy and pretty cool to integrate Stimulsoft reports to Angular, and it's give a real professional reports to the users. Thank you for watching this video. If you like, please put your comments. In case if you need the source code, please drop an email to my email ID, which I will be mentioning in the comment section. Once again, thanks for watching the video. Bye.